The movie phone motherfucker. Shit! Anyway, just listen to your episode with Sir John Lee. Fucking great episode, man. I was not expecting that. I mean, you're always great, but I wasn't expecting it to be so goddamn great. Sir John Lee is the shit. Actually, that's not even your fucking guess, is it? Oh, shit! Hold up. I think that's your guess. I don't even fucking know. You know what, at the end of the day, I hope it's your guess. I don't think it's Zyme. See, problem is, I focus on too much shit, I get lost in fucking translation. Pretty sure it's Sir John Lee. But you know what? If it ain't, Zyme is the shit too. See, all this Twitter shit's got me all fucked up. I remember earlier we was talking about, on Twitter, Zyme had, bumped my artwork because he put out some dope shit. Fucking dope! And the shit is talking. I saw a tweet. Motherfucker had his artwork talking to you. I can't do that shit. How I'm gonna compete? How I'm gonna look? Anyway, Sir John Lee's the shit. Zyme is the shit. B-Rob is the motherfucking shit. 3R Show is the shit. A lot of shit flying around here today. Just wanted to reach out and tell you that. You man, B-Rob. Peace. That reminds me, by the way. Have we heard anything from this motherfucker, Javi Rogers? This motherfucker just done disappeared. He was on Twitter for a minute. He gets banned. He came back as Count Dooku or some shit. And all of a sudden, that motherfucker disappeared again. I mean, you know, we miss you, Hoppy. We trying to figure out what's going on with you, baby. You know, we're doing what we do. Anyway, that's about it. I want to give a shout out to my peoples up in the struggle. That would be at Jody B. What up, Jody? What up, Al B and Red Prime? Al B and Red Prime Show. I think it's ALB and RP Show on Twitter. At Who Would Win, James Gadsby, Jay Sandlin. Who else? Who else we going to give a shout out to? My boys over at FYFC Studio, Razor, Fear, MVI. She's not a boy, but you know, whatever. Same shit. Who else we going to give a shout out to? Damn, I'm listening to too much shit. I can't think of anybody right now. The fucking worst. Alright, well, that's all. Just trying to check in, see what's up with Hoppy. Hoppy. I miss you, Hop. You need to call in, leave a story, a voicemail, something. Let us know you're alright. You know, let us know what's going on in the struggle. Having said that, peace.
You are now listening to Random Ramblings with Rob. Yay!
To the R, O to the B, coming at you with the funny, random rambling, talking about all sorts of things that'll make that rain day sunny. Yeah, it's hot and popping, fireball dropping, come get your laugh on. Yeah, that's a concept, you know he be rocking, Rob got the facts and all of the gossip. It don't matter where you are or who you with, you gotta tune right in. Bring your girl into your girl to bring your friends, be Robbie lit. Tuning in your crib and your whip at your job. He got new shows every Sunday.
Random Ramblings with Rob.
Here we go.
What up, everybody? This your boy B-Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Ramblers with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. I go through many scenarios in my head about how do you stack your podcast queue. I know me personally, I have, you know, my normal ones that I listen to all the time. So every time that person puts out a new episode, it automatically pops up in my queue. And then there's just sometimes, you know, I'm on Twitter, I'm interacting with other podcasters, people retweeting my shit, I'm retweeting their shit. And I was like, you know what? I've interacted with this person on the internet all this goddamn time, and I never listened to their motherfucking podcast. So I was like, all right, let me download their latest episode and see what the hell they're talking about. And sometimes that'll just sit in my queue. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I may not get to it right away because I'm trying to listen to all the backlog of other shit that I said, hey, I don't even listen to this goddamn show. Let me put it in the queue and damn listen to it later. So you might do that. So I appreciate you if you're listening to this now. And if you're a new listener, I also appreciate you for taking out the time to give my show a try. If you're referred to by somebody to listen to the show, give them a crisp high five if you're in the vicinity. If not, give them a virtual high five, or you can just take a knee and do it mentally in your mind, astral project that shit across the world and high five whoever referred you to me. Got all that shit out the way. And as most of the time, I have a guest here today, a returning guest, an awesome guest, one of my favorite guests. I mean, they only been on the show once or twice, so I don't know why. All my guests are my favorite guests. That's par for the course. Who I have with me today is Mr. Ralph Nirvus. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. It's my Friday. It's Thursday over here in Cali. It's like it's about 7:00, and just got off of work, watered the grass. I'm trying to do grown folk stuff now. Like trying to expand, my creativity. So, but anyways, we'll get into that. But how have you been, bro?
Man, I have been delightful. Ain't too much got me down, man. I'm living each day as it comes in, bro. I'm not trying to force nothing. I'm not trying to worry about too much shit. I just take it as it comes.
I feel you on that. Each day has its own anxieties, and yet, hence the name Ralph Nirvus. So I'm still nervous a lot, and I still, just because I care, just because I want to. I have this weird defect where I have to be creative every single day, in some kind of form. So, like I said, I appreciate you on the push with my Lone Wolf CD that's still out. It's an EP, it's all acoustic. It's that's how we kind of met up.
Yeah.
Shout out to what is it? The ugly mommy face glory hole. What was the name of?
Yeah, it was
that show.
Yeah,
that show.
God shut up on me hole.
Yeah, so I haven't. Like you said, you were talking about podcasts earlier, and which ones you listen to, and I had my own podcast one time, and I did fall off. It's a lot of energy. Sometimes no one's looking. There's no support in numbers. So, but it was fun. I do like to talk, and I like to hear people's background stories and what drives them too. So I give it up to you for even growing and making it more visual in the future, because that is now, it's not just only hearing, but I love visuals too, man. So how's your camera? How's everything? How those cool things that you have?
Man,
they're fun?
Yeah, I've always had like an eye for video and photography and everything. It's just like, for as long as I can remember, even as a young kid, I've always had a camera of some sort to take some kind of pictures. I would never take pictures of myself per se. I only got really into that as an adult. I would always take pictures of other people and my surroundings and things like that. And, just to try to get back into it different ways. Cause like, when I was separated from the military, from the day I retired all the way up, a full 365 days, I took a picture of myself every day. Because, that wasn't something that I normally did, and it wasn't something that I used to. So it was an experiment for myself. And if you go back to my Instagram now, you can see all 365 days of me posting me. And people may be like, why? I mean, well, one, because it's my motherfucking Instagram. I do what the hell I want.
Right.
And then a lot of my friends, because those same pictures are circulating on Facebook as well. And some of my friends and family would be like, why are you posting pictures every day? Because that's not normal for me, And, I had to do the same thing of like, well, I never took pictures of myself. There's something new. There's a new journey in life, blah, blah, blah. And I got tired of repeating that shit. So I was like, shut the fuck up. If you don't like it, don't look.
I feel you on that, because sometimes when the things we ask them to look at, they're not looking at it anyways.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's a hit and miss with that. And for me, you mentioned Facebook, and we're just catching up, man. I have some stuff that I'm promoting that people could experience, via internet and things like that. But I went off of Facebook. I did I closed it, but it's not all the way deactivated. It's kind of just deactivated, and I don't look at it at all.
Yeah.
And Snapchat, I got off of Snapchat, and I was never on Twitter, so that's not even, but I have Twitter, but I just, it feels good to detach. You see that with entertainers on a higher level than me, going crazy, dealing with, social media, or, you know, their lives are different, you know, but I feel the same amount of pressure because at one time I was trying to make a name for myself as far as being an entertainer or a singer, and things change, man. I'm going to be 42 in like a month, June 18th. I'll be 42, and a lot of different families. I have like 3 babies, moms and whatnot, and had child support, been broke and still kind of broke, but hanging in there and gigging with my band Sock Monkey. That's what I'm most proud of right now, because the Sock Monkey is my dad, Ralph Nirvus Sr. He plays guitar and he sings background to me, and then we fluctuating drummers, but Eric Escudero is a drummer. My uncle Rene Burgess is a drummer. Henry Garcia is a drummer. They sub in and out based upon Eric's schedule, and then my brother on bass, big Bruce English. He's like big black brother who sings like deep soul. So he's like my third harmony. We have like 3 harmonies and sometimes 4, man. And it's doing that with the family. That's what I enjoy the best, and playing for memorable experiences like weddings or you know, I guess birthdays or whatever, but more personal parties than just bars. But we play bars too, man. So if you ever need a band out there, Sock Monkey, you can find us on YouTube. It's SOKMUNKY, like sock, SOK, and then monkey like funky. But you'll see me and my dad and rocking out, and that's what I've been going through now. And I got off of the local Facebook because that's where most of the people vent. That's where most of the people were fighting over Trump and all kinds of crazy stuff like that, and stuff that I'm aware of, but I just don't.
I don't care.
I'm not trying to focus on that because I don't know what's real, what's not real, blah blah blah. I know what's real in my life. Yeah, and that's way out of my control. All that stuff. So I don't barely watch the news. I'm mostly in my garage, and I wish I could Skype you, but this is where mostly I spend a lot of my time, and I like how you are, where I am on stage. I played this weekend in Riverside with my dad at a brewery. And do you like breweries, bro? Do you like craft beers, IPAs, and all that?
Well, I guess kind of in a way, because like I can't drink I can, but I choose not to. I don't like beer so much. But if you give me something like a Angry Orchard or a freaking a Woodchuck or some shit like that, I'll drink that because it's flavored. You know, I'm an alcohol man, but not a beer man. So
what's your shot?
Oh, my liquor of choice? I don't know, man. I drink it all, but like if you just gave me some money and be like, hey man, go get your favorite drink, I think what I'm leaning toward now is probably the Crown Royal Apple.
Seriously? Okay. What do you mix it? Can you mix it with something?
I mean, with the Crown Royal Apple, I mean, I could usually drink that straight because it's just that damn good. But if I'm going to mix it with something, I might do maybe a little bit of Sprite, or maybe I'll probably give it a little mix. I get like a little sour mix in there, like an amaretto sour, but just replace the amaretto with the freaking Crown Royal Apple.
Is that a cultural thing? Is that like, where are you at right now? Are you in West Virginia? Or are you in Virginia?
No, I'm in Houston, Texas. That's just the Skype number.
Yeah, I thought you were in Texas, dude. I just kind of like that number. But anyway, that's funny. That's random. But reason why I'm talking about alcohol too, like SoCo is my thing. Like I love SoCo. I like anything but Southern Comfort. I like that just straight. But because alcoholism has played a big part in my life since we last talked too, is like trying to deal with problems. You feel me? Like I'm a functional, but I do realize there's problems, you know, and to have those crutches and those escape. I love music, you know, and I just go out here in the garage and and I feel like I'm growing. I feel proud of myself in my garage, and then I try to make random 16 bars and then crash out, or you know, or that's little exercises to make me feel like that's all documented. When I want to come off the CD, all I have to redo it really well. That's kind of like, you know, freestyle, or that's quick. Like that's written like in 20 minutes, you know, like I'm just vibing, and that's what you do when you're in the studio making raps with the homies. I grew up doing that. That's really fun to me. It's like when you end up making complete songs it's a game. put up the beat, come up with the chorus, and that's usually me because I'm a singer, and then come up with the verse. So it's kind of like, that's why I got really skilled at it, because when you're going against two other homies, there's three, in a rap song, there's three verses. So we're writing against time and against each other. Whoever finishes first records first. And you go in that order. But for me doing the hook, I have to sing the hook. They're writing their 16s, and I have to catch up with my 16. And I've done that for at least a decade now.
Yeah, man.
That's my introduction to the scene, was to be on hooks first. One of the first things is rappers needed singers. So that's how I learned how to, even Ralph, I was Nervous Habit back then, and I RVUS Habit is one word. Nirvus Habit, and it's tattooed on my left forearm. That's the introduction to my recording, and I was actually Ralph Gobsick. I was Ralph Gobsick first, sorry for the rambling, but we're just, I'm just explaining myself, bro, and like what I'm going through, like I said, and, the evolution of me is not just music. Yeah, it is visuals too. But most of all, I'm trying to learn how to be a better dad and a better husband, you know, just, better son, you know, to my father who's helped me, better brother, you know, just because you realize some of us are spoiled. Some of us are brats, dude. And I've been I leaned upon my gift of gab and talent for a long, long time. And not to say I can't make it, but I'm trying to make amends at the same time. You feel me on that, bro? Like, yeah. I'm growing into my own. Like, I'm very apologetic to the things that I've done, because I was just learning the game, you know, and learning life, you know, and a lot of the pain I caused. My daughter will be 21 this year, my oldest, and my son will be 17, and I have a 12-year-old stepdaughter, and my daughter's going to be 6. So it's like, and that all depends on me. So I can't just always chase a dream, but yet every day I'm trying to sing. Even you see me, bro, like I'm trying to. I'm one of the rare ones in my community that always come out with some. I always believed that if you could use any modest equipment, I've been doing it for a long time. Live stream, before everyone started getting used to showing their face, I had to learn how I'm back on live stream and all that kind of stuff, of how to do internet shows and fail. And I always say, go with the best equipment you have, do it. And I like that balls out method. And like what you do, you're going to Walmart every day, and most of the time, some people might not be watching. Yeah. Maybe it's only a few. And you got to keep going on, and I'll try my best to support you and I'll learn how to plug it in where, like you said, where it alerts me that you're, you know, tell the people, how do I subscribe to your channel? What do I have to do steps to get your channel where when you have a new episode, it just alerts me? How do I get to do that for all the people listening now, you know? Yeah.
No, it was just like, from the time that you were here last all the way up until now, it's just like, I've seen you grind. It's just like, I've seen exponential growth from then all the way up until now. It's like, there's not a time of the day that I can't go on my Instagram and there's something new by you on there. And I really dig it because I see you doing all the covers to different songs and everything. I do see clips from your performances with your band and everything. Just everything is always something, no matter how big. It doesn't even have to even be about you performing. It's just like, it's something. And I think that's really cool.
Content. I just said content. That's the most important. But I appreciate what you're getting to. You know what I'm saying? I do, brother. Sorry to interrupt, but
yeah, no problem. I
do appreciate.
I can tell you. I think it was, what's today? Today is Thursday. It was Sunday, and we was coming back from Louisiana, and your Butterfly song came on, and I was like, yeah, that's my dude. And it just so happened, it was like not too long after that, he was like, hey man, can I get on the show? And then here we are now. And I was just like, man, stuff like that ain't a coincidence. That shit was meant to happen, you know?
I feel it. Thank you, man, because I do appreciate it. I'm not anything I could offer back, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I do want to do a Skype with you soon, to show you some of my new music, some beats and stuff, maybe next time, or if this gets cut early. But I do want to show you music just because it's an interesting process, it's therapeutic, and I appreciate what you said about me grinding, and it's all over. I like I said, I encourage people to even, what really even helped me to feel better about myself was making the 60-second videos of any random song, but putting credits by it, just stepping it up a little bit by putting, using InShot and be able to add titles or lyrics to videos was a big come up, and then I couldn't always play it on guitar because I'm not a guitar player. But I started saying, F it. I'm going to go on, find karaoke and bump it through my speakers and then sing it. Cause I want people to come to my shows. Does it really work? Nah. Like I said, most people are not watching. Most people don't give a damn. And it's like, but I appreciate people like you that are looking and not just disregarding it, because those songs I could sing, and some of those songs I do sing with my band, why I put all those varieties? Because I am that variety. I really want to write songs for people. I'm pushing that out there if anyone's listening. I really want to collab. I think people mostly, not everyone's a great writer. And I also think like producers, like for example, Metallica, or not producers, but bands like Metallica, Stone Temple Pilots. I got an interesting story about Stone Temple Pilots, but those type of bands, they hire different people to record them, different producers, and they give them a different twist on their sound. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a lot of people out here where I'm from, or wherever I reach out to, I'm like, let me just mold your sound a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'll make you sound like the best you, or different version of you. And that's what they need. Cause me personally, I have a lot of versions of my vocals and my styles and my skills. So, I'm just trying to show them, but they don't care. I have to make it big or something for them to really listen, and that's how stubborn everyone is. They're not giving my credit when I have I'm gonna be 42 and I've been singing since around 18. That's when I grew out of my shell and started to play on my own. And so that's since I was 18 till now, so 24 years. Yeah. So it's and then my dad, shout out to my dad for raising me on top of his amplifier at every practice, because he's been playing since he was 14. So, and he's been gigging and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I learned how to practice cover songs and Get Down on It and What You Won't Do For Love. Yeah, all these songs in my head, dude, all the greats, because he played top 40. And let me tell you, kids or whoever's listening, when you're singing top 40, when you're singing 40 different style throats and voices in one night, because that's how many songs, the minimum I sing is 30 to 40 songs of different artists, and I have different throats and different voices. So when you're learning the hits and you're singing the hits, that's all you know. So when you write songs, it's going to be hit style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can totally understand that.
People, that's the formula why I'm going to write really good songs with. Like you said, maybe Butterfly. I wrote that for Butterfly song. I wrote that for Cancer, Relay for Life, American Cancer Society. I was a part of a committee, and I performed that song this year too for Colton, California. Shout out 92324. But anyways, Butterfly song was written for. I wrote that in 1 or 2 nights. I wrote that song and really put my heart to the survivors of cancer, because that's a real deal out here in Cali. How is it out there? How's the rates out there, man?
I would imagine it's high, seeing that they almost got 2 million people here. So, I mean, I can't give you specific statistics.
I got you. I'm just saying it's real, bro. That's part of me was telling you, like I said, even alcoholism, escapism, being overwhelmed with your life, all these things is what, and you see me grinding a couple, even 2 days ago, I put out a new 16 bars and a new beat I made that night. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to feel proud of myself, to feel like I should exist. Cause I don't know about you, man, but I battle, a lot of people battle depression too, and I'm not afraid to talk about it because that's a real deal, dude. When you have too many problems because you're a fool, but then you wise up to try to fix them, and you have to go. I have to put a lot on my back. I have to cut through a lot of vines or jungle, to get to happiness. But I'm positive. I'm super positive. That's why I do put out the content because when we're live on stage and people are feeling us, there's nothing better than to change people's attitudes, to make people forget themselves of what's going on. But anyways, man, that's what I've been going through. That grind is like a search for happiness. Pursuit of happiness is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, man. And I feel that. I mean, it's just like, I know how you feel about, your art, about what you do and everything. And like, I kind of hope I do that with this podcast, cause like, I stay away from politics. I'm not trying to bring, that outside shit that's going on right now into here, because I mean, people live that shit every day, man. And I feel like if you listen to the podcast, unless you listen to specific podcasts that tailor to that type of thing, I mean, this should be your escape. You should be trying to, not so much worry about, what's going on here, what's going on there. This is like, let me relax and reflect and, think about some other stuff, or, listen to somebody like you that speak about, some of their struggles and everything and what they're doing to overcome it. And, that's uplifting. That's inspiring other people to try to do the same.
I feel you, like, but I do appreciate your show. I want to keep it light. I do want to keep it light. Any questions, or I could talk about what's next. Soul Wolf and digital forms, and I wish I could play a song for you. I do want to add that at the end, at least we could do that.
Okay. Well, this is what I was wondering and everything, because like I see you putting out the covers. I see you put out your 16s and all that stuff, and you write your music and everything. How easy does it come to you now? Because I know you've been doing it for a while. You said from like 18 years old. I mean, whenever you sit down and you try to create a new product and everything, does it come to you easy, or is it just like, you get one chord, all right, this chord leads to this chord, and then you're off and running?
Yeah, it's every time it's different, man. What I do what's easiest now is because I flick on my MacBook and I have a little MIDI keyboard, and those 16s you're speaking of, making these beats, making these loops off of Logic Pro X, and having fun, just putting sounds together, putting notes together. You have like let's say 5,000 sounds, and so it's up to me to learn to pair them up in a beat, a pattern, drums, piano, strings, whatever the sound is, and to make something and then it catches me, and then I want to flow. I want to sing, rap. I like rap form. I always used to write rap form, but then if I want to sing, then you just change how you bend the words. You feel me? It's like you can always write rap because it's fast, it's delivery. But then later on, if you want to sing it, or you can change it to any kind of rhythm, you just kind of bend the sounds the way, tweak it, the same words, but slow it down, speed it up, pronounce it different. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's trippy. I said I'm not, one of the rhymes I said I'm not a rapper. I like putting sounds together. It's like any form, I like to put music, and then it captures the feeling. And then usually you just try to target a topic, and most of the time for me, it's something that I'm going through that's really prevalent. It's really dominating my life, or mostly right now I'm trying to encourage people just because I just want to be a positive force in the music industry. I chose a side. I want to help society. You feel me on that? I don't want no one sad. I don't want people hurting. I don't want people crying. I'm that sensitive a person. I'm not caring. And so I want to write a song that it'll show you like someone's been through some crazy stuff, or I'm just going to teach you what I think is a positive path, or whatever the case may be. You know, that's I'm not trying to preach on here. I'm just saying that's what I chose to do. Some people choose to be popular. Some people choose what's catchy. I could talk about what's the best marijuana or the best drink, and just have fun. And I could do that too. I've done it, but it's more like like I said, karma, or not karma, but you reap what you sow. I really, like I said, I'm going to taught me a lesson to have 3 babies, moms, not child support, to have obligations, to have responsibility that big. So I know that I did that. And if I put out music that's going to make people act like a fool, I may do, then it's because of me. You know what I'm saying? I own up to the fact, like, I'm responsible for what I say.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just like all those, you know, the little rappers, like Little Xan, Little this and Little that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just what you're saying. They're doing the same thing, but it's just like, it's not too much positive stuff out there. They're talking about, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm spending cash on this bullshit. And then we got all these kids that listen to the music talking about, hey, I need to go pop pills and smoke this and do all that shit.
That's
yeah, but like, I mean, yeah, man,
okay.
That's how it should be.
It goes back to Snoop Dogg, goes back to NWA, homie. Like, I'm not gonna try to put on all these little rappers, even though, because these guys straight out only did that. Yeah. These new guys, the littles and the tattoo faces and they look like gremlins. It's like, come on. The pop stars look like gremlins. Like, Lil Wayne was one of the first gremlins to come out.
Yeah. So he must be the Mogwai. He's what's Gizmo, and everybody and everybody popped off of him.
Sorry, that's my best Gizmo. Because people, being a little guy, man, if people see me, know how I look, I'm little guy. I'm like Mogwai, but I'm not like Lil Wayne. Yeah, so they popped off to him. So all these other characters they weren't perfect Gizmo. They're all defected.
Yeah. And you know what I mean? And that's kind of where all this spawned from. I mean, Lil Wayne was the catalyst for a lot of these rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fool. I'm a goblin. I'm a this.
He did all that to that's why people look up to him as one of the greats. And hey, believe me or not, I love some of his flows.
Yeah. Yo, DJ, that's my DJ.
But when Birdman and him start kissing, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I mean, his style, like his just whole thing, just took a sharp left. You know, I mean, because I dug a lot of his I rocked with him from when he was young Wayne, Lil Wayne, or whatever, Cash Money, Hot Boys, all that shit. All the way up until he started, growing the hair out, the dreads, and he, came out with the Carter, then the Carter 2. I was like, man, he owned to something. And then all them fucking tight ass pants and all this other shit started happening, and I ain't know what to think after that.
He went for the white demographics.
Yeah, he did. Because he put out a rock album, and he started playing guitar and skateboarding and all this other shit.
But let me tell you, that's why it's like a business, and that's why, like, things that I've done, bro, you watch me evolve. Like, I went on tour with a homie called Mellow Man Ace, and I got to be like Tretch. Tretch was on tour. I didn't get to meet BBD, but I got to be like, I could touch their shoes. If I wanted to. I got that close, and I got to hang out with a lot of the 90s stars. I got to see what the lifestyle is of someone who had hits, and I did those 2 videos with the homie Mello, and shout out to him. He taught me a lot right away in a short amount of time. Like, I was going to be on my way to be, my talent would have proved me. I didn't, being introduced to people with fame and connections, all I had to do was open my mouth and sing, and then that would have been proof that I get down like that, and my writing skills is fast, and anyways, I realized what they have to do, and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be on the road because that's where you make most of your money.
Yeah.
And then if I had to compromise, like I said, and then I had to speak about things, and no one made me, but I understand what's popular. It's a formula. Like for Lil Wayne to go to rock and roll, it's a formula. I'm going to get the white people to, and more, and just show diversity. It made him, I don't know if he did it any better, but what I'm saying is I've seen what the music industry has to offer, and I don't want it. So, I don't have to. I have my computer, I have my internet, I have my phones.
Yeah.
If I really want to promote, I'm going to promote. But knowing that I'm not going to, and if people want me, it's on my terms, and that's what I discovered. And I can't afford to be on the road or nothing like that. I know my limitations as a man. And like I said, how am I going to be on the road and then be an awesome father to my kids, like I just said?
Yeah.
I can't. I have to choose one or the other. And it was when you finally, like I said, when I was 18, I wanted to be, I didn't want to be famous, but I wanted to make money off my music. And it's like, when you're 40 years old, a year or so ago, I realized with responsibilities, that's not I'll fall, dude. I'll fall. All the being on tour in all these cities and all the temptations, like I would fall. Like I wouldn't be. I know my limitations, so it's wild out there, bro. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it is, man. I totally understand that. But I mean, that's the cool thing. If we got anything from, this current situation here, I mean, not like right now, but like this generation of things, like technology, how far it has come, look at us, man. I'm sitting here in Houston, Texas, in my shorts, talking to you out there in Cali in your garage. I mean,
with no shorts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Years ago, I mean, there's no other way we could have did this unless it was a landline or some shit,
And by all means, we could have Skyped or Facebook something or other and all that stuff and seen each other. So, but it's a cool, like I said, there's different ways to represent your creativity.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be out every night, to be out on that scene. I don't know, man. I like to create music. That's what I like to do. That's why I'm focusing more on writing songs, to becoming a better producer, and for people to believe in my talent to help them. Because I'm telling you, brother, not too many people grew up around music their whole life. Even on the weekends, shout out to my mom, Yolanda. When she was cleaning the floors and cleaning up the house on the weekend, it was on Coast 99.9. And out here, that's like, back then it was like Temptations and Beatles and Stevie Wonder, of course. And the Beatles and Stevie Wonder, they really made me an artist who I am today. And maybe you could tell, like, I'm a poppy, soulful singer, and it's because of them and Music Soul Child, Lauryn Hill, Maxwell, Anthony Hamilton, a lot of these Oasis, Stone Temple Pilots. I'll have a quick story about them, dude.
Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots, like maybe a month ago, I put a song out, one of their songs. I was doing my 60-second cover song on Instagram, and I hashtag STP because it was a song called Big Empty, and some guy was trying to message me about messaging him to talk with a guy from Stone Temple Pilots. And I just thought it's a scam because, right? Stone Temple Pilots want to contact me. I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, get out of here, you fruit. and then like, he's like, come on, like really, like I'm really serious. And I looked at my Instagram that day and I messaged him my info. And I got a call from Robert Jaleel, from the bass player from Stone Temple Pilots, telling me that my voice is beautiful. And that's like a month ago or so, month or and a half. And I kind of all the way didn't believe it. Like, I just didn't. Like, I'm like, why is this dude calling me, telling me about my voice? You know what I'm saying? And you can look it up. It's on STP, Robert DeLeo. That's the Instagram. and this guy from Stone Temple Pilots, did you like Stone Temple Pilots growing up or what?
See, I come to like alternative music or, just like that other different genre later on in life. So, I mean, I know who they are, but I probably wouldn't recognize a song until I actually heard it.
No, I feel it. And it's like, but for me, a lot of history. It was the first song I auditioned to be in my first band was Plush, a famous song from the 90s, alternative. And alternative, like I said, my dad grew up playing all the pop hits, and my mom listened to that Stevie Wonder, Temptation, Beatles. But in the 90s, I heard this alternative, Nirvana and Sublime and Soundgarden, and it made me, and Creed and all these Rage Against the Machine and Sublime and all these bands, dude, that were so great in the 90s. And that helped form me too, because that's what I had to sing, those songs and dance too. So when you learn these people's styles, it's kind of like, it's embedded in me. It's like reading books. It's like passing courses, when SDP or Creed or anybody, Stevie Wonder, music, social, when I could sing like 3 or 4 of their songs, I at least pass some tests in their voice 101 or their style 101. Because right now I'm studying Boyz II Men. I bought a CD. Shout out to Target for $3.99 CD. Boyz II Men. I should have walked in there with you and bought it in Target, but I'm studying that's what you do when you're a vocalist or a writer. You study what you really want to be great at. And you study the greats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the formula for me.
Now, let's just think about the stuff you just said there. All right. You mentioned the Temptations and Stone Temple Pilots and all these other great bands and artists and everything. Let's think about that. All right. You 42. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to add years to you. But I mean, you're less than 10 years older than me. So, I mean, we kind of grew up in around that same pocket. Cause I mean, I have older parents as well. So I listen to like Bobby Blue Bland, BB King, Clarence Carter, a lot of the same people that you mentioned too. So like, that's something we grew up around, and that's some of the things that we reference to when we listen to classic music. Now we're going to have a crop of kids that don't know nothing but all these little rappers that we were just talking about before. And there's not really too many R&B groups anymore. And, it's just weird to think about that. We're going to have a generation of kids that only know what's out now and just within the past 10 years or so.
And let me shout out more greats that I put in my heart. Was Guy, because it wasn't those old. It was Guy. It was Blackstreet. It was Shy. It was all the even more 90s. 90s was one of the best decades of music, man. Like I said, Shy, and all those bands, bro. But and that's what I listened to, like you said. But the parents of the kids now were listening to Wayne.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, so that's going to be normal, and there's going to be... How can you get more dumber and slower than popping Xannies, doing all these random drugs, drinking and having sex, all this, people ODing and all this kind of stuff, getting charged with being pedophiles, all this kind of... How can you get worse than that?
Yeah, man, it's fucking weird. And it's just like...
You better lock your doors.
Hide your wife, hide your kids.
You're lucky because you're certified, probably trained killer. You get to snipe some of these people out, because this world is going to go, it seems like it's going to go rampant, because I'm singing about love. You feel me? Like, my influences talk about love. I'm a good love song kind of guy. I love love songs any day, any night.
Yeah. But
when you're talking about this, I'm popping Xanny, I'm doing this, it's like, eating tapas, too legit, get lit. But anyways, when they're not gonna, I'm singing about love. That's why I still have a chance.
Yeah,
that's in life.
Yeah, if anything, like my older child or whatever. I mean, I've seen her playlist or whatever. I mean, she has some of the new music on there or whatever, but she has like a lot of old school music in there, so I can appreciate that. My son, he's kind of more of what's going on now. So if I walk in the room or whatever, well, I knock first because he's a teenager. I don't want to blind myself. So he's more of the, what's going on now type of kid or whatever, where my oldest is like in the past, knows about the past, kind of in tune with the present. My son is just all in the present. So I'll walk in on him. He doing them stupid ass dances that you see on the internet now or whatever. He's up on stuff like that. And then the baby she don't really listen to a lot of music, but what she listens to is not, I could say it's normal, but it's just like, what's that damn song? I don't know the song right off the top of my head, but, you remember that song Victory by, Notorious B.I.G.?
I think so.
Yeah, it was him and Puff Daddy. And I think they did a remix with 50 Cent in them. The sun don't shine forever. And, I forget how that shit go, but the sample that they use for that track is like from a Western, or old ass Western, and it's like has a lot of opera elements to it or whatever. And that's the kind of shit she like to listen to. My 7-year-old. So I'm like, well, I'm all for that because it's not damn all this Poppy Zanny and all this other bullshit. And, I can dig it.
I feel you on that. Yeah, to me it's scary because how old is, you said the little one was 7?
Yeah.
But my little one's going to be 12. So I'm going through the stage of monitoring what they are doing on the internet and trying to be protective because, like I said, you're younger than me, but I had my first cell phone and it didn't even have a camera yet.
Yeah.
Like probably 1999 or 1998. 1999 or 2000, right around that time I had my first cell phone and I didn't even really have a camera yet. So I'm like, it's way different when people, the cyberbullying and the change the society. And like I said, I love it and I hate it because the reason why we linked up because we're on social media, which I'm doing all from my phone.
Yeah.
So there's goods and bads. And the good parents will monitor their kids. The bad parents will just surrender them to what the internet has to offer,
Yeah. It's just like, I think about me as a kid. I know like, the internet was budding. I can remember getting those AOL discs in the mail and shit and doing the free trials for however long and whatnot. And it's just like,
sure, for sure.
It was like discovering a whole new world. Cause I mean, it was with the expansion of the internet, it was expansion of, accessibility. So when you was a kid or, way back when, how I'm gonna get porn. I got to trade tapes with somebody or I got to sneak them shit. So I look in magazines. Now you got this whole thing. I can just type it in and just poop. Here it is. So we was there for like the genesis of that stuff. And now it's just like they have access to the same shit. And I know this, like, I know what to do now because I'm older and, but my parents, they restricted me. They told me what to do and what not to do, but they wasn't really all up in my face. So I think that was like, kind of how the way I am, because it kind of shaped me a little bit. So, but at the same time, looking back at it, it's like, all right, I'm not going to let my kids do that,
I feel you on that. It's just adding to that reaping what you sow. When you spare the rod, you spoil the child. I'm not trying to preach on the show, man, but I'm just telling you, it's like that's part of that karma.
Yeah.
Our already experience being a fool, and the consequences of being a fool. So if I'm beginning to be a fool as a parent, expect my kids to be more foolish because they're being raised not by the Temptations and not by God. And God was pretty nasty in itself.
Yeah.
Remember that song?
Yeah.
Turn the lights down low. Baby, please come closer. I want some of your love tonight. As a little kid, like I'm Mexican, man. I'm a fat little Mexican guy. But to be able to sing like Damian Hall, not exactly like him, but to mimic him like that, it's like, it really, I'm telling stories every time. Now at 40, 41, 42, I haven't sing like no one in a long time. I do my voice, my rendition of their song. But if you put the same amount of heart or even more, remix it we do a Sarah Smile, remix, and we have it on the internet, probably SoundCloud, 10 East. I was in the 10 East band. It's my dad's band. I had to do like I said, 4 or 5 hours of top 40 and funk, soul, hits, reggae, all these songs, like over and over and over on stage. It burns in your brain. You feel me? You sing 4 hours in your room. It's one thing. You sing 4 hours in front of people and you're shy. It burns. You're nervous. It burns in your. It really goes in your memory. You feel me? You feel me, bro?
Yeah.
So I don't know where we're going with this, but yeah, like that is my life. Like that's what I do. That's why I feel like I could help anyone write a song that's going to be classic for them and their family, to bring emotions, whether it's you want to get hype, you want to, get party down, or, but it's got to be personal. Like, I'll help you write that song. And I've been blessed to write songs for people. And it's one of the most, maybe I'm not the most neat or orderly, but I could do this really well. Like some people can never do, some people can never have a podcast. You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me, bro? They don't believe in themselves. I had to have all that responsibility to be in bands, to say I'm going to be in a band, and then you have gigs that you get paid for. I came in the game getting paid for gigs. Cover bands, I came in making 100 or more. Just I didn't know any better. That's just how it was always been. And we fluctuate. You barter and stuff like that, and that's the cool thing about learning covers is singing, because a lot of people want to be original all the time. It doesn't make any money, and I'm not bashing that, because I've played gigs where it's just my originals too, so I get it. But what you want out of the game, and like I said, signing up for that, to being paid to do it, you have to perform, and to do it this long, and to still, I don't even book gigs. People just call me for gigs if we gig at all, and it's somewhat often. It's just built on how much work I've done for like 15 years at least around here, so yeah. That's that hustle. That's what my dad gave me for gigging. He's going to retire now, but he works, he's 65 and he works 9 hours a day, and he cuts his lawn and builds things and he repairs things, and he gigs as much as me till 2 o'clock in the morning. That's my genes. That's my history. That's my father. He instilled that in me, where you work all day and then you go gig for 4 or 5 hours, and you have to set up and tear down, all the equipment. So he instilled that hard working ethic. So when I post up 60-second videos of all sorts, or selling my Nervous Chains, oh yeah, I forgot about the Nervous Chains. They're still going strong since the last time I see. Like I sell them at NIRVUSCHAINS, Nervous Chains. You can get them like $5 a pop, plus shipping and handling wherever you're at. And you seen the tapes, right? I gave you one.
Yep.
You posted it the other day, and I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, no problem, man. I mean, anything I can do to help, dude. And just like I tell you, people that been on this show, or people that have a positive message, or just trying to get their stuff out there. I mean, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not the biggest, but I mean, this is what I do. And this platform is open for you and people like you and anybody else who want to come on here and just talk, Yeah,
for those Nervous Chains, talking about those, I don't know how I sent it to you, but if you double wrap it, it's like a 30-inch chain, and then you double loop it, so it makes like a double ball chain. It's like a ball chain.
Yeah.
That's perfectly over the rear view mirror. And because not everyone wants to rock it as a necklace, and you can't see it, but I'm rocking one. I rock one every day, dude. If I don't wear a Nirvus chain, it's like I'm not wearing a bra. You feel me? It's like I feel like I'm exposed, like I'm naked.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy because like the one you sent me, it had the red masking on the front or whatever, and red is my favorite color. I mean, I don't think I told you that, but it just so happened that's the one I got.
Yeah, and I wanted to show wear that shirt. I have it right next to me, but we didn't Skype. But I will promote your brand. Is there more shirts that people could buy? How do they find those shirts?
Yeah, you can go on represent.com and type in 3R show, or you can just go to my website, randomrobcast.com, and there's a merchandise link on there somewhere. I need to update it.
Yeah, I think you feel me. There's all those jobs, and when you detach from living the dream, you have freedom to do so many more things, but something has to fail. Yeah. It's really hard to do both, and I'm trying to learn the balance. You feel me? Bro? And so maybe when we promote this show, I'll just send a photo of me with your shirt rocking a Nirvus chain or something like that.
I appreciate it.
But like you said, we could. I'm very excited about. I'm all gonna just say each day because it's. There's not one project that I want to do. I'm just gathering material, and then I believe in time I'll be able to separate it into certain projects, for whatever it is. Like I said, I have solo gigs that I do, and I'm preparing for a wedding. Pretty soon I have to learn how to play like 3 hours, 4 hours of music just acoustically. And like I said, I'm not a guitar player, but that's something that I put on myself. I chose to take a job, so I'm gonna fulfill it. And that's in November. But I've had like almost a year to prepare for it. So it's very honored to be able to. Someone want to book you solo for their wedding for like 2 or 3 hours. It's kind of like it's very humbling. Because that's their special moment, and it's not like me with my band. They're like, no, I just want you, and it's like. Very humbling, but I have a lot of homework to do and a lot of work to do to meet those requirements of being a wedding singer. It's funny, man, huh?
You'd be like Adam Sandler, dude.
Yeah. Hey, it is funny. That's why it is funny, because that dude's hilarious. I do want to be able to play you a song eventually. I feel eager to do that. Last time we were live, but maybe we could do it in post or something like that if you want.
Yeah, we can do that. Let's see. Tomorrow's Friday? I'll be gone. Well, I'm not gonna sit here while we're recording and we discuss that. But yeah, we can definitely do that because this episode is not gonna go up right away, so we got time to put that in and get it done.
Okay. But yeah, man. Other than that, the Nirvus Chain site. Stock Monkey site, depending on where people are at, if they want a wedding band, it just feels good to be surrounded by, like I said, when you detach yourself from social media on a more personal side, because I don't know about you, man, but my Facebook was more community oriented, and Facebook is where they vent. So it's like when you detach yourself from that, that's when I leave with the people. It's like.
Yeah,
I was only on it to promote because I have gigs. Like, I totally want to be off the grid all the way, but I have gigs, and it's hard to just. That's why I keep Instagram.
Yeah,
and that's why I created a band Instagram, and I try my best to give different content to each one. And when people use that, I'm going to share my Instagram to Twitter and to all these other sites. It's like you're repeating yourself. I really feel if you want to have 2 or 3 sites, give me two or three different content.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's what I'm working on hard now. I try not to double share anything. And I did that, and that's out of vanity. You feel me? That's when you know you're out of hand. Was, you know, you went to that selfie era. We all go to that. I took some ones where I almost showed nipple. You know what I'm feeling? Because I was feeling myself. You know what I'm saying? But you go through phases on social media, you know, and I'll be honest, like, I was ruthless on there. I thought I was on a soapbox. I met my wife on there, you know. It was people at the beginning, like 2009, 2010, you know, at the real, when it really peaked, beginning, people trusted your identity on social media. You were what you presented yourself to be. You feel me?
Yeah.
At the beginning, people saw what you did. People saw you. People saw your posts, and you were a character. At least I was. I was a character, and I used it I tried to slide up in the DMs, you know, and that's how I met my wife. I did that before those homies did it, man, and it's funny. It was just, you're more bold when you're typing it. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, same thing with me, man. I met my wife, 9, almost 10 years ago on the internet.
What? Yeah, so, and it was even back in those days in AOL. I remember seeing some of those chat rooms, and before that, it was on party lines on the phones. Yeah. I don't know if you even know about that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, hey, mija, call me. Here's my number. And then people would break off of there and meet up and link up. And it was just, that was the social media before, for the party scene, I guess. And then, but what I'm just saying is, like, there's been a trip, like I said.
It is.
I wrote a song about, we weren't looking for love. And that's what I want on one of my albums. But I'm talking about, that says, I slid up in your DM. We were Facebook friends. And then every time I sing about that, we weren't looking for love. I'm just talking about how we're just messing around on Facebook and stuff, and my wife gets all embarrassed. But it's like, that's the truth. What do you want me to say? You know, it's like, it's interesting. What site were you guys on?
We were on blackplanet.com.
What the hell?
Yeah, man. That was like, when MySpace was the thing, that was kind of like, it was trying to be an uprising against, well, not against MySpace, but it was trying to compete with MySpace. And, that's where we met. It was just like pretty much, you know how black people always try to make their own thing, you know, they got Twitter. Now they got people talking about hashtag Black Twitter and shit and all this other junk. So that's all Black Planet was.
But I'll tell you the truth, like, when MySpace was popping, there was a Mexican one. There was a Spanish one called Moco Space.
Oh, they had like a Spanish offshoot of Black Planet. It was called Mahente.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I get it. They're just not choosing an original idea. They're just looking at concepts and formulas and reduplicating it. And that's why I tell you, it's like very simple to be popular and famous. But, you know, you do got to sell yourself a lot, you know, and whatever you got to do it and be happy. But that wasn't going to bring me happiness. Fast forward. And neither was Moco Space or BlackPlanet.com. You feel me? I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's like, we were learning, man. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what's going to be next.
Yeah, because, I mean, just like we was talking about earlier, man, it's just like we were there for the bare bones, kind of. And then we seen it just build up to what it is now, you know, and it's kind of scary to even think about what's next. Cause I mean, we went from these big bulky ass computers to now these little bitty thin ass laptops and tablets. And then, I mean, how do you advance beyond that? I mean, pretty soon there's going to be fucking holograms and VR. They're already working on VR now. I mean, we already get cars that fucking drive themselves and shit.
I don't want that car, dude, because I think like it's gonna miscalculate something.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of variables.
I think it's good for the basic stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to override it if they can't predict what that car in front of me is going to do exactly. It's just going to like halt or something. But what about the people beside me? Is it going to be maneuvering people that's behind me? You know, like, you know, if you just slam on the brake because someone cut in front of you, how is it going to stop something that's going to hit you from behind?
Yeah. I mean, it's weird, man. I'm not totally ready for that.
I don't think we're going to get as far as flying like Jetsons. You feel me?
Yeah.
I think we remember McDonald's. Remember they could type in something and then the food would come out.
Yeah.
McDonald's got the closest. You know?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's different variants of it or whatever. It's just like there are certain McDonald's, especially like when I was in Missouri. There's one McDonald's out there that the only people that had there was the people in the back cooking the food, and they had maybe one person at that register that you could order food from. Everything else was just a LED board. You go up to it, you punch in what you want, then you just walk up to the counter when they call your name and take your food and get the fuck out of there.
You know why McDonald's was one of the first people to do that? Because I worked at McDonald's. You know why I think why?
Why is that?
Because the register that I used to work on, that I used to take orders on, was kind of like that. And it didn't take a effing genius to minus pickles if you didn't want to minus pickles. If you didn't want pickles, to put minus on the pickles. You tell me that's how simple their menu program was. Because I worked at Taco Bell. I managed Taco Bell. I managed Arby's. And every system was different. But this one was just pictures too. So they kind of just took their menu board and put it to where everyone's basic minded could make an order.
Pretty much, man. I mean, that's what kind of sells simplicity. I mean, that's not even just for McDonald's menus. That's for music as well. Cause I mean, a lot of it is simplistic.
Repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like complicated songs. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly my attention span wants to do like 4 chords or even less if I could. But like I said, it's simplicity, but you add like in-depth words with a lot of vocals, with a lot of like flavor and feeling in the voice. Angry, happy, whatever the voice needs, you know, acting, because I'm an actor too. With vocally, I'm an actor because I portray these songs, and sometimes you can't get through a song without. And if you're going, I had one story was shout out to Quetzalcoatl Band, and my homie Anomaly is in it, and my homie Paul Ramirez, and Paul Ramirez had a wedding, and he was singing this song by this guy named Major or something like that, and it was a love song, and I was supposed to be that song. I was supposed to sing only that song where they walk down the aisle, him and his wife. Oh no, the dad was walking the daughter down the aisle, and he was waiting up on the stage, and then I was up there, and I found love in you. And I was singing this song about love, and it hurt me too. It's talking about how this girl's so perfect, and I'm going through in my life like almost a divorce, and I'm crying to this guy, like that guy from Intervention. I'm like, I can't sing your song, man. I call him up. I'm like, I can't sing your song, and he's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't believe in love, man. How am I supposed to song about love, but I don't believe in love, man? And I'm crying, doing all that. And it's like, you feel me on that? It's like, I couldn't fake it. I didn't want to fake it.
Yeah.
And then I found a way to relate to this song, and that's what you have to do. Some singers might just be singing, bro, but if I ain't gonna fake no song. Like I'm all gonna stand up for myself. Like, nah. Like when I sing a song, you're gonna feel it. Like that's what And that's why a lot of my songs I pick that have feelings. I don't pick a lot of songs that just tell you to, play yourself,
Yeah, man. You put the emotion, you put the feeling into it, and that's, a sign of a good product.
Yeah, and I appreciate. So, how did the song come on the radio? Or I mean, on your car stereo?
Because I have the Lone Wolf album in my phone, in my iTunes, and I just had it on random. Ironic, right? Random Rams. Yeah, I had it on random.
Yeah,
and that song, it popped up, and my wife was like, "Who's that?" I was like, "Yeah, I had him on my show. He was a guest not too long ago," and she's like, "That's a cool song." And then, like I said, that's not too long after that, you hit me up on Instagram, and here we are.
I feel you on that. Thank you. And like I said, to close out or whatever, because I know you got to pick up baby girl.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, like I said, I like to add a song and for the people to hear, post production or whatever, if we can. I'll send it to you, or or even really soon if you want to. But I appreciate you, man. What you're pushing. I can't wait to I see. It could be you on the couch. I'm just spitting ideas, because this, I guess, is what we do. You put your video on the couch, however you did, but then there's room for you to have your guest be in a smaller window, on the right side or whatever. Right side's better if you're on the left side or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But have your guest be right there, and then while we're talking, we're doing our best video we can over here, and then it just cut in. And sometimes if you want to make it big, sometimes you do in post, of your guest or not, But I really, with the equipment you have, and even if your show is just monthly or whatever you choose to do, man, because I know audio is the fastest to get out there. You feel me? Isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, I don't have to edit much of this, but I know with video, depending on how you do the things, because if you have a camera, you want to have an external microphone, like a shotgun microphone, or some kind of other way to get the better audio quality. And when you're doing that, it's usually two separate recordings from the actual video. So now you got to line up the voice with the video, and you got to edit that audio too. It's a lot of extra shit, but yeah,
especially if you want to make it really crazy and really, really cool, and so, but I just think that's the way to go, bro. Like, especially if you have that equipment, utilize it. And, but even my work's going to give us some S9s, Galaxy S9. So I'm looking forward to what I could do with that, since I already do videos with, S7 and iPhone 6. So,
yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to the future of that, and yeah, man.
That's the advantages of our technology nowadays.
Yeah, for sure, bro. It is. It's different. When I started, bro, when I was an 18-year-old kid, and I'm learning about documenting things, I had just a little tape player, one that had a handle would sit in. It was like a long rectangle tape player with a big speaker, the tape part, and a handle that could kind of pull out a little bit. It was rectangle thing. You could hold it. But I used to walk around the streets and record myself. I would make up songs when I only knew how to play one or two strings. I would just make up songs like a bass song and learn how to do power chords. Or I didn't have strings, but I used to walk around with the tape player. And when I first started recording songs, it was on a 4-track. It was on 2 tape players, face to face, two tape players face to face, recording one and then recording vocals on another tape player. And it was very low quality. And then I went to 4-track, and then I went to Pro Tools, of course, and then Logic Pro or whatever. But it's all Tascam. Those recording on tapes was a trip, dude. To have a Monkeys tape, I had the the monkeys from England.
Yeah.
Hey,
with the monkeys.
And I had a tape. I had the tape, and I put like toilet paper or like a piece of wadded up paper inside of the little holes, and I would record my guitar and singing over that, you know, before I even had, because I didn't have no job. I was like 14 or 15, but that's what I would do, and to record at that time, you know, record over the tapes that I bought or my parents bought me, or tape, you know, and I probably recorded some of my dad's recordings just because I started getting scandalous and desperate to record more and more and more, you know. So, like I said, I have a serious defect. So I want to create music or video, art, anything every single day of my life. It's like I have to, and it's good and bad, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of feel like that way about this podcast, man. It's just like, been doing this for a little over 2 years now. And damn, it's just like, I almost feel obligated to do it, but at the same time, I don't feel like I'm obligated to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it doesn't feel like it's a hindrance to me, you know? So, I mean, as long as it doesn't.
Do you knock out more than one a week or no?
I did 2 this week. So this one, and I did one Monday. I would have had 3, but it just didn't fall through. So, I mean, I try to record as much as I can. If I have to do week to week, that's fine. I mean, I'm not afraid to speak by myself if I don't have a guest, but it always kind of worked out.
Okay. Yeah, if you have anything random to ask, you know, like I said, I'm not here to promote. I got the Nirvus chains that they could get online, and they seen it on your page. Oh, one thing I want to ask you was, how did you get that cartoon rendering of yourself?
I drew it myself.
You drew it?
Yeah. Well, see, this is how it is. It's just like, I got the iPad and the Apple Pencil and all that shit, and I'm just kind of, I've seen people on YouTube do it, and I've always tried to wonder how they do it. And, you know, this is what I was talking about, technology and shit, right? So damn, I can remember people doing this stuff on the computer, like a desktop and laptops and everything. And I tried to do it myself, and it was so fucking difficult to me because I couldn't work the mouse the way I couldn't work certain tools on the computer, you know, how they would do it to create these vectors and all these cartoons and shit. But now, you know, I'm playing around with the programs on the iPad, and it's like, I'm not the best at it, but it's easier for me to do it on my tablet than it would be for me to sit in front of a computer and do it. Because, I mean, I got the pencil in my hand. It's just like drawing on a piece of paper, pretty much. I'll get a picture of myself or whatever it is that I want to recreate, and it's pretty much like tracing. I'll put the picture on the screen, put a layer over it, I'll get the good outline of the picture, and then you just go back and do all the details afterwards, you know, all the shading and all the other stuff. I mean, I'm still learning it, but, you know, that was pretty much my basic thing that I did.
Yeah, so are you able to, with that pencil, create something really narrow?
Yeah, you can adjust the widths, and then they got a pressure sensitivity in some of the programs or whatever. So like, it'll be just like if I do it lightly, the stroke will be lightly. If I press down harder on the screen, it'll expand and it'll get darker as well.
Okay, that's pretty, and I'm sure latency, because latency for computers back in the day, you had to have the right amount of computer brain to back up what your little keyboard could do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it'd be delayed and blah, blah, blah. But
exactly.
It's pretty accurate for the Apple and the Apple Pencil then, huh?
Yeah, because, I mean, there's the Pro version of the tablet that I have, and if you, like, play with that, I mean, there is virtually no latency or whatever. Like with the base model that I have with the Apple Pencil, because they just released a new version for you know, for a lower price. So I got that. I mean, there's latency, but as you're doing what you're doing, you wouldn't notice it. You know, it's just like you had to be sitting there and fucking eyeballing the shit out of this thing to notice the latency. I mean, it's very small.
Okay. I feel you on that. Like, cause, like I said, that's another thing that I'd like to dabble in, but in video too, but, I'm not really trying to go down even more past, but
yeah,
I do like the fact about having better phones, better phone cameras, and better apps. I was able to do, like, you can find me on YouTube, just look up Ralph Nirvus anywhere, RalphNirvus. But, I experimented in a lot of different little ventures of using creativity. I did one where I did, like, 2 characters of myself. I talked to myself, and I have more in my mind to do. It's just I might go on vacation in a week, so I hope to get into some different form of entertainment, and where I did different characters and different voices, and I chopped them back and forth on an app. Yeah. I did another one where I did a reaction. One of the coolest things, in which I think when you get more into video, you should do, is to watch something brand new that's trending and to react to it for 5 to 10 minutes, talk about it and stop it and play it. And I did that one time with that Icon video by Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
And when that was trending, and it got me going. I liked it. But to learn that craft, there's different types of platforms in this biz of internet, and I like them all, and it's like you're always reinforcing your opinion. Yeah. You're always reinforcing you. And when the response is good, you feel good. That's like Pavlov's dog. Yeah. That's what the internet is. So to me, social media is,
Yeah. And it's weird, like, you bring up that reaction video stuff or whatever. I was thinking about that, but, like, I'm a weird person. It's like, people, they react like that, so, like, if you see something shocking, people, they'll make the shock face. They'll be like, and gasp and do all this stuff. I'm just like, I don't do that, so for me to do a reaction video, I would have to actually play up what I feel inside. I would have to act, and I'm just not feeling that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can talk about it.
But you don't have to. There's people might stumble upon you that they don't want that dramatic stuff. Mm-hmm. Because I get it, because when I did it, I played it up, but I like playing it up.
Yeah.
Because I'm not bar entertainer. I got to get you into it, so I am playing it up. But and that's performer, and that's just something that I watched you grow as, personally, man to man. Like you said, you had to go to that selfie time. Mm-hmm. You weren't all about selfie, or whatever reasons.
Yeah.
Macho. Self-conscious, whatever the reason is, it's real. And and I did see that where you weren't comfortable, but that comes with time, and you got to put your ears in. I told you, like, I used to sing in the shower before I even went on stage at 2018 is when I started singing, but 22, 23 was when I first started going on stage. Before I was developing my talent, like, quietly in the rooms, and I had kids and families at that time, but I did it. I was too scared to go on stage. They used to say, "Hey, Ralphie, come up on stage," because I was my dad's son, and I'd be like, "Nah, no." And then I learned quick when I learned the concept that closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah. When I learned to say yes to everything, that's when you start getting everything you want in life. You feel me? Like you change that mentality of no. I'm like, and then it wasn't even why not after a while. I was just like, do everything that you think, do it. Yeah. So I made internet shows, I made radio shows, it goes on and on. Everything that I thought of, I did, so, and I even acted as an extra in a movie just because I thought, and I like that process. It's cool because you can do music videos, you act too, so. Yeah. And for the great ones you do, they're bigger than just playing in front of your garage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just to I like the Rambling show because we are rambling, but I hope that people do hear what I'm saying and think like, just because you do foolish things, I mean you're stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's just experience, and don't judge me by all my actions. Just judge me by like the whole being in it. And if you have a conversation with me, if you have something to express, I'll listen and I'll try to point you in a direction. I would never try to influence you, try to do something crazy no more. You feel me? Like,
yeah,
I'm here to help people and to get people to another, just to where I'm not above nobody. I'm not like I'm not here to say I feel happiness because I'm expanding more than just music only. It's a wide variety of creativity and self-growth. Like I said, husband, father, son. There's so much to learn in life, and that's where the imbalance is. That's why some of these people murk themselves, because they think they have all this music fame, but they didn't balance out the psychological health.
Yeah.
So you have and learn how to resist all these temptations, because most of these mofos died of some kind of drug. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the greats died of some kind of drug. So believe me, that's real. That's prevalent. Yes. When you're at that level of music and creativity, you always look to expand and in that and like I said, I became a like serious lush joining bands because we would practice on the weekend and we would drink. So, and these people, and there was amounts of alcohol. When I learned, I didn't even have to bring nothing. They just always had it. So it just kind of got embedded in me from 24 when I joined my first 23, 24. I joined my first band on. It's freaking almost half my life. Like, you sing, you drink, you know, and it's like some of these cats at that higher level didn't have to stop, you know. That's all they did. They didn't have to go work 9 to 5s, then go sing on stage. And they sing on stage for an hour. That's why mostly I don't respect none of those artists. They sing for an hour for a freaking 1,000. I sing for 4 hours for like 100 or so. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I don't respect those homies. No, I was kidding. But you feel me on that? Like,
yeah, I got you.
9 hours of work. And that's like you. You work, you do your job, you put your time, you take care of your family, whatever you do, and then you do more.
Yeah.
That's the people that I salute. Those people who don't just say, I did my craft and I'm good. Like, I had to drop kids off at school and I had to get ready and I had to make lunch, or, you know what I'm saying, and work 9 hours and doing things where the man or whatever is telling you that you ain't no good, that you're not going to be better than him. And they're trying to keep you, they don't want you to be like that, so they limit your knowledge. And it's like, it's all corrupt, man. So that's why I said, well, this dude, I'm going to try my best out here on the side. When I clock out, that's when I clock in for my real life.
Yeah.
You know, so that's who I respect, the people who have to do both. You know what I'm saying? This makes sense.
Yeah. Man, a lot of positive vibes in this hour and a half that we spent together. And man, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do, and I appreciate everything you're trying to do, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So, let me know, man, when I could, like I said, find me, RalphNirvus, Ralph Nirvus. Hit me up if you need any of those things. Google me to see if this story is real. So I appreciate you, Rob.
All right, man. I appreciate you too. And that was the highly motivational Ralph Nirvus. You know, I mean, just a fountain, a pool of positivity and everything. I mean, it's just over a year or two, you know, that we've been interacting, whatever, man, I lose my timelines and everything, my time space or whatever. I just, I know that we've been talking for a long time, me and him. And, that's all he does, man. Promotes positivity. And, you know, I can get behind that and everything. It's just like seeing him, you know, try to progress and move into new things and new areas and try things for the first time, you know, is inspiring to me to, I mean, as you can see, I mean, I'm trying new things and, you know, pushing my limits, you know, and, I mean, everyone should at least try that, you know. So, I mean, I encourage you to go out and try something that'll take you out of your comfort zone and everything, you know. I mean, even if you try it once, at least you can say you tried it, you know. I mean, I'm not talking about anal or anything like that, but I mean, if that's what floats your boat, go ahead and try that too. I got some bonus content here after I finish running my mouth, and check the dude out, man. He's steady working, steady grinding, and an example of positive reinforcement and motivation. That is Ralph Nirvus. As always, you can find me on Twitter at itsbrob. That's ITSBROB. If you want to talk professional wrestling and any other general shenanigans, that's the place you do it. You can also follow the show on Twitter at 3R Show. You can go to randomrobcast.com to where you can find different ways to help the show and help it grow. There's Amazon links, Amazon wish list if you want to contribute any equipment to the show. There's merchandise that you can purchase, and there's Patreon opportunities for you all, just like Glenn Abbott, Brandon McIntyre, and King Ajar, who help out the show tremendously, and I appreciate all three of those gentlemen. But as I come to say just about every week that I bring up the Patreon stuff and the merchandise and all the gear that you can send and help fund the show or whatnot, you don't have to do all that. It's not an obligation. I'm not doing this show for that, but however, pause for effect, I would very much so appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, or leave a review for the show. Not only this show, but any other podcast that you listen to. Because, I mean, that goes a long way. I mean, hell, the money and the equipment would go a long way too, but I feel that this is more important than that. You know, so if you could do that for free for me, that would be awesome. Leave a review, subscribe, follow, retweet, all those cool things. You can also follow me on Instagram while I walk through the hollowed halls of Walmart, vlogging, as the young people would say. My 7-year-old just told me she wanted to do her own vlog on YouTube about Minecraft and playing with toys. So I might be producing that, I guess. I'm just not down with buying toys just to watch her play with them. But apparently kids like that stuff because she liked that stuff too. She liked to see kids play with other shit. But now I'm rope-a-doped into this project, and I'm going to have to probably go buy some fucking toys so she can watch, well, I can watch her play with toys while I record it. It's a hulu. It's a hull of a mess. But it is what it is. And I'm a couple places this week and last week. You can find me on the Derailers podcast. The Derailers podcast. Those are also the lovely individuals that do the WNW skits on YouTube. That's Wrestle Nerds Wrestling, if you're wondering what the WNW stands for. So you can look them up on YouTube, and you can find them on iTunes and everywhere else that you listen to your podcast as the Derailers. I'm a guest on that show, and we get random. Also, I'm a guest on the Blokebusters podcast. We do a review on season 2 of Lemony Snicket's and the series of Unfortunate Events on Netflix. So check me out on those 2 places, and that's about it. So stick around if you want to hear some more of Ralph Nirvus' melodic tones, and support the man. Give him some shout outs, some retweets, some follows, and everything. And I'll see you next time.
was a cold night. One pillow, one sheet. Slept on the gray couch, dying there every night, feeling incomplete. And as I wake up, before you put your makeup, before I ate my eggs up, you raise the stakes up, keep turning up the hate, and then we go and break up. I'm digging on you, you're tripping on me, love's crazy, yeah. We're hiding from the sun, we keep running to the rain, yeah. I'm tripping on you, you're digging on me, love's crazy, yeah. We're hiding from the sun, we keep running to the rain. I'm done with all this stress, way too sad for this madness. Life's an empty canvas, so we painted this dramatic skirt. Why are we doing it this way, when I'm trying my best to stay? Sometimes I just wish I could run away. I get caught up in my days, been stubborn doing my thing, don't know if I'll ever change. Oh, I'm digging on you, you're tripping on me, love's crazy, yeah. We're hiding from the sun, we keep running to the rain, yeah. I'm tripping on you, you're digging on me, love's crazy, yeah. We're hiding from the sun, we keep running to the rain, yeah. Running to the rain, on and on and on, running to the rain, rain, running, rain. We're running to no shelter, girl. Running to no shelter, girl. Running to no shelter, girl. Running. I'm digging on you, you're tripping on me, love's crazy, yeah. We're hiding from the sun, we keep running to the rain, yeah. I'm tripping on you, you're digging on me, love's crazy, yeah. We're hiding from the sun, we keep running to the rain, yeah. Running to the rain, on and on and on, running to the rain, rain, running, rain, running to no shelter, girl. We're running to no shelter, girl. Feels like yesterday we were laughing. I didn't know that's how you hid your pain. Why didn't you say something, my friend? I know it's hard to dream of tomorrow. When reality hits, our time's borrowed. Use faith to find your way. I admire your strength and how you handle your trials day to day. Your courage, your bravery. Cause we're not running, not giving up. Let's fight for the prize. Let's rise, live it up today. Yeah. Our God is amazing. And as a butterflies fly on, we're here fighting strong always, with love and unity. 'Cause freedom is beautiful and every breath is wonderful. I'm thankful for all He's given. I'm blessed the days that I keep living. 'Cause freedom is beautiful. Every breath is wonderful. I'm thankful for all He's given. I'm blessed the days that I keep living. 'Cause we're not running, not giving up. Let's fight for the prize. Let's rise, live it up today. Our God is amazing. And as the butterflies fly on, we're here fighting strong always, with love and unity. Freedom is beautiful and every breath is wonderful. I'm thankful for all He has given. I'm blessed the days that I keep living.
Your face is coming straight to your ears. A podcast network that's changing gears, bringing fresh funky pods with a fresh funky beat. A family of pods that are bringing the heat. There ain't no stopping us. Keep coming back to us, sick ass pods that'll make you hush. www hush your face. www hush your face. www hushyourface.com.